Hello, MET 240 students. This is your professor Vukica Ivanovic, and I would like to show you how you can model the part tiger head. So the first thing you should do is to create a project. So click on the project, and then say that you would like to create a new project, and then click on a new single user project. Next, and then you can browse to your H drive. And then you can create a new folder, MET240. And then inside of it, you can say make new folder. And then you can say, for example, MET240. And then you can use the naming convention for your first and your last name. And then you can say the homework 2, number 2. So, and then I will select this folder. Okay. And I want to make sure I have here H drive. MET240, and then I have MET240 of the first, the last name, and homework 2. And my project name will have the same name. So I will copy paste this from here, or you can type MET240, your first, your last name, and then homework 2. And then I'll say finish and done. And I want to make sure I'm using the right project name. So in this case, you're in this class, this is your first, your last name, and you're doing the homework 2. And we will have 5 different parts. And I will create a new part, so I'll click here new, and I want to use the English standard inches, so English standard inches, and I would like to create it. So I will wait until it opens, and before I start, I would like to check if my grid is on, because once you are in the 3D space, you will have a similar kind of shading here in this space. So I like to turn on the grid so I'm sure to know when I'm in 2D or 3D. So I'll go to Tools, Application Options, and then I'll go to Sketch, and I want to check that the Display Grid Lines. I like to apply this. So I would like to say Display Grid Lines, Apply, and Close. And let's go back here, 3D model. I will start with create two-dimensional sketch when I will create this first sketch for the tiger. So you see I'm here in create 2D sketch mode. And then I would like to create this kind of drawing, this one. And then extrude that by 0.1 inches. So that's the first step that I will do. And then I will move to the second operation. So I will open this plus origin, and I will select XY plane. And you can select it either here in the tree, or you can click here somewhere where you see it in. So I can select the tree, XY plane. And I will start by creating a first line, and I like to use the first line to be accurate, 1.425. So I will click on the line, and I will select this option, draw, and I like to use this precise input option. And I will create the first one, 0, tabs, 0. So I'm starting from the coordinate system, enter. And then the other one will be, the x coordinate will be 1 inch, 0.425. And then on y direction, I'm not moving, so it will be 0, enter. And I'll close this input. And you see I'm still in the line mode, so I'll hit escape. And in order to zoom in my line, I will twice click 2 times on my middle mouse key, the one that you scroll. So twice click, click. And if you click them at the same time, you'll be able to zoom in your line. And I will pan a little bit down, so I'm pushing the middle mouse key, panning a little bit down. And now I will do the rough sketch of this feature that I'm trying to draw. So I will create one line from here up, and I will create this one and this one going down, and I will escape. And then from the other side, I will start from here, and I will move somewhere up, somewhere down there, and then the other one down. You see, this is very rough sketch, and now I will dimension them. Later, I will connect them with the other line. But before I do that, I would like to see if my lines are interconnected. You see, they are interconnected. If somehow you don't see this when you drag it, You then try using the control key while doing these lines, and then they will be connected. So this is important because this is telling me that I'm dealing with closed loop. And now I will dimension this. So I will use this dimension, and if I would like to dimension a line, all I have to do is to dimension, click on a dimension and click on a line and somewhere below. So you see, and I like this input because that's where I use the precise input. Then if I would like to dimension this one, I will type there 1.46. You don't have to type 0. And then you see now I don't see everything. So again, middle mouse key twice. And now I will put dimension here. So all I have to do is select a line and then click there 1.46. And that's it. And then I will dimension the bigger one from here. So I will select the point here and somewhere here on the line. And I can type 1.492. Enter. And I can do the same thing for the other one here. So I'll click on the line in this line, and this would be 1.492. And now I can add dimension 0.1. You see this one, 0.1 here, 0.1 there, and I can add here 0.315. So I'm going back to Inventor. And from this line to this point, I would like this to be 0.1. And from here to the other one, I would like this to be 0.1. And now I will add angle in between this line and this line to be 50, and angle in between this line and this line to be 50. And you see how green is becoming purple. It means it's getting fully constrained. So to dimension angle, I will select dimension and then click on this line and then click on this line. And I will add there 50. And if you have issue like this, it means that maybe the angle in between these two lines is 90. And in order to check that, I will have to turn on constraints. So I will select here show constraints, and I will select all the lines that I have. And that's exactly what happened. You see I have this perpendicular thing here. Either you can delete this one and create another one, which is obviously not perpendicular to this one, or you can just click here on this X mark and then delete this constraint. And then you can try to create this angle again. So let me try editing the angle again. It seems like, so sometimes would be the best if I just delete this line and then try to create another one, which is obviously completely different angle, something going to another side. And you see now it's green and now it's open for me to add that angle. And I'll try that one more time, 50, like this. And let me try to add here 50. 50. And then I can just drag this. If I left click here, hold it, I can move this to another side, or I don't have to do that. I mean, I can just trim later. And I need one more line. I will click somewhere and just make sure it doesn't capture all these. You see, now I have these small black dots. Now this is connected, giving me a constraint to the end point, to the midpoint. Just make it completely outside so it doesn't catch anything. Or, for example, somewhere here that I don't have anything. And there. And now I would like to trim away what I don't need. And here in Inventor, it's so easy to trim. All you have to do is select trim and then click on the leftovers. So somewhere from this side, somewhere here in this region, and I can click somewhere here in this region and here. And now I removed what I don't need. And I will add one more number there. Let me just find it in my book. 0.315. So dimension from this line to here, this should be 0.315. And now I have almost completed my my tiger face. And here I will delete this line and I will use the arc option. So I can select this, right click, and I can say here somewhere delete. But before I have that, you see now dimension is active, so I cannot delete this one until I exit this command. So you can either hit escape on your keyboard or click here one more time. Well, escape will work better. So you see dimension is no longer active. And now I can select this, right click, and I'll have delete here, or you can just press delete on your keyboard. And now I will use the arc and 3-point arc, and I'll select this point here, this point here, and then somewhere above, anywhere. And then I will dimension this and change this dimension. Dimension the arc, and it should be, let me take a look at the book, so it's 0.926, enter. And as you see, this is not really what I wanted to see. So I can go one step back, and before I change that, I can add another constraint to make these two lines equal, this one and this one. So I can say I would like equality for this line and this line. So this doesn't happen if I change 0.926. You see now it looks good because I said these two are equal, so it didn't go somewhere. So that's all I had in this first sketch, and if you want to zoom this better, you can always double click. I mean, now it's looking good. And now when you finish the sketch, you can check if you drag any of these points. If you have anything green here, you'll be able to drag any of these points. If it's fully constrained, that's not feasible. Like in this case, I cannot move anything around. And when I'm satisfied with what I did, I can finish up my sketch. And you see the zooming is not good right now, so I will use again double click middle mouse key and everything is zoomed in. And now it's good time to save my part. So I will go save as, and I want to make sure I'm at the right place. Let me check that. H, MET240, and then MET240, my first, my last name, homework 2, that's okay. And then I will say, I will use the naming convention that I gave you, which is tiger head, and then MET240, my first and my last name. Okay, so now I have part saved because I have something there. I have one sketch. It makes sense to save it if something crashes. And now I would like to extrude this profile. So I will go here. You see where's the create? You have extrude. And now we'll select this region. I mean, it's already selected. Everything is fine. And here I will put, you have different options, distance, to selected face point, and so on. But right now I only have this, so the best is to use distance. And this one should be 0.1. And hit enter, or you can use this check mark, whatever you prefer. Let me see, enter works. So I'm done with the first solid feature that I need to do. And if you want to turn this around, you can use the shift key, hold the shift key and middle mouse button, and you can do this. You can turn it around, or you can click here. You see there is this orbit, and then you can do similar kind of thing. And then hit escape to finish the viewing. You have all these things here in view as well. Here, if you go to view, you have pan, and then you can orbit, use the orbit, and you can see how it works. But for example, if I pan this a little bit outside and try to use orbit, you see how it's working. It has the center of that orbit. So if you use orbit, the best would be to put it somewhere inside. So when you try to orbit, you see you're orbiting it around this area. And if you don't like where you are, like for example, if you have some funny orbit like this, you can always go here. You see where is this box, and there's this home, and you can click that. It will return you to the home position of your part. Okay, so let's now create another feature. So let me go back to your homework. This is the one that will be on your backplane, and it will be 0.75 rectangular shape, and 1. And then later we will add these 2 dimensions to position it where it should be. So I'll flip this around. I'll use the shift and I'll use the back one for my sketching plane. So I'll go back to 3D model, create a 2-dimensional sketch and select the back. And I'll create rectangle shape completely outside, and it will be completely exaggerated. Just make sure you don't snap any of these things. You see like these snaps, so when you're outside it doesn't snap anything. And this would be 1, and the other one will be 0.075, I think. Let me see to check that. Okay, 0.075, and the other one should be 1.170. And then I will position it. So I'm good with the size. So if you try to change, you can only change location, not the size of rectangular shape. So now I will dimension this one from here to be 0. And the right one from the right one, this would be 0.675. You see, and now it's positioned in the middle. And now I will finish my sketch and I will extrude the profile that I just made. So you see extrude, and I'll select this profile in the middle. And let me see what's the extrude. It's 0.45. Enter. And now if I would like to see it from the face, I can always hit here the home and it goes to that side. And after I did that, make sure you go and file save. Or you can do Control S and it saves and update what you did. And now I will do there's this thing at the back. So you see like there's 1 line, 2nd line, 3rd line, 4th line, and then the cut through this kind of region. So for that I'll use again Control and turn this around. So, and I will select this as my sketching plane. So I will go to the Create 2-dimensional sketch, click here. And for this, I can use the existing geometry here that I have. You see this yellow. So I can say line, and I can click somewhere here, and just go down. And then I'll go and dimension this. Okay, so this one should be, so from this point to this line, this would be 0.35. And then the other one will be 0.950 from here to here, 0.95. And then the smaller one would be from here to there, 0.125. And then the other one from this point to this one here will be 0.09. And let's see if I can use this, or I would need to draw 2 lines there. So I say Finish Sketch, and I would like to say Extrude, and then I'll select, you see like, don't select here, the outside of these 2 lines that I did. And here make sure you select that you like to cut. You see right now I have join, I would like to cut, and it flip direction there, but you can also flip direction here if it's not good. So you see you can make sure solid output is there, cut, direction, you see you can flip it. And then for the depth you can say through all. And it goes through everything I have there, and then select accept. And that's how I added this cut from the back. And now when I finish that, I would like to add these 2 circles down. So you see the circle is, diameter is 1, and it is from this side 0.5, and from this one 0.167. And there are 2 of them. So that's the thing I will add next. So I will again press the Shift key and turn this around so I can select the plane that I need, which is this one. And I will go create 2-dimensional sketch, select the plane. And let me go back to the So you see it's from the other side. And I want to show you how you can flip this by 180 degrees. You see, if you go here in this area where you have this box, and you can use these two arrows to flip this in 2 dimensions. So you see, if I flip this once, and if I flip this arrow again, so I can go from the other side. And you can use this to flip it in 3D, which I don't need right now. I just need these two. And then I will make circles like very big and completely outside. And I will make them different size. And so I would like to use this kind of dimensioning. You see 0.5 from this plane. So let me dimension that first. So dimension this center of the circle from here. And you see, because it's on the other side, I can say minus 0.5. Oh, it doesn't like that. So let me then just move it a little bit from the other side. There. And I'll move the other one. Left click in the center, and I can move it down. Dimension the center, this line, and then this should be, let me check if I did it right. 0.05. That was too big. And then from this one to this one, 0.05. Okay. And then I would like to say that this and that, the distance in between the left line and the center of the circle in this direction will be 0.167. And I can move this to the left and then do the same dimension from the center to here, 0.167. And I can dimension one of these radius to be 1 radiuses. Oh, it's not 1. It should be maybe 0.1. This is too big. 0.1. Okay. And then I can use the equality. So let's see, if I say that this one and this one, I would like them to be equal. So you see, I don't have to dimension one again. Or you can just dimension the other one. So now I have my sketch, and now I can say I would like to finish my sketch. And now I would like to extrude these two things by how much? By 0.32 inches. So I'm going to extrude, and I'm selecting inside of the circle and inside of the other one. And this selection was bad. So let me Control Z. Let me start all over again. 3D model, extrude. Be a little bit more careful that I'm selecting inside and here. You can always zoom in. And then this would be 0.32, enter. Let me just check in the book if that's the right dimension. It is, okay. And now I'm done with my tiger, and I can always use here home to position the tiger face. And again, I can use save here or Control S, or I can go here, save. There are different ways. And now I would like to add tiger image here. So I will go here, create decal here. Oh, and I have to create a sketch. Okay, so I have to create a two-dimensional sketch in this plane. So to sketch in this plane. And then I would like to insert image. You see here, insert in this area, insert image. And I need that tiger face image file, which it seems like I put it somewhere else. Okay, tiger face. It's the best if you have the same tiger face file in your default project, which I will just copy so I have it here. Tiger face, open. And you see, like, I can move it anywhere, so I'll put it somewhere here inside. So click somewhere inside and escape, because you know you'll be able to create another tiger face, which we don't need. So hit escape, go Control Z or delete the other one. And I'll try to zoom this, so I'll put it here. And then let me, you see, like if I click here, can I make it bigger? Or I think while I was creating, let me try one more time. So if I delete and I say I would like to insert tiger face image, and when I click, Yeah, it doesn't let me stretch it at that moment. Okay, so what I will do, I will try to make it bigger. Okay, so let's see. So I can do here maybe scale this one from the base point, and I can try to make it bigger so it matches like this. And let me see if it's good. Okay, almost good. So I need to scale it a little bit more. So base point, let me use the base point here and just a little bit bigger. Okay, that's almost there. I mean, maybe you can do a better job in adjusting the image than I did, but you get a point what you should do, something like this. And I'll say finish sketch. And then I would like to create a decal. I would like this image to be fitted into my part. So I will say create decal, and I'll select the image and make sure you select it here in this region above. Don't select here. So here, and then I would like to select the face and then use this region here, face, and then say OK. And that's all you have to do. So you see my tiger is completed. I have everything that I needed for this exercise. And if I go to home and save this, and that's all you had to do for this first part.